What's up, Super Cool Nerds? Ricardo here with another episode of Super Cool Nerd Nation. I am here with the one and only Dallas Johnson. How you doing, man?
Hi, I'm good.
Awesome,
Yeah,
man.
how are you?
Awesome. Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. It is early today. It is noon, a little bit afternoon. For me, that's early. So
It is for me too.
So there we go. So we're night owls. So awesome, man. So I wanted to get in, talk with you. We're gonna get this towards the end, but one of the main reasons why you caught my attention was you did something called the Community Hero Initiative. But we're gonna get that a little bit towards the end. Tell me, how did you kind of get into being a nerd?
So, I'd say there's some things that I was into as a kid. Like my dad would have got me into Star Wars, and like I would have been into Pokemon really young. But I wouldn't say I got into most of the main nerd stuff until I was in probably 7th grade. I met my friend Justin when I moved up here from Houston, and he kept trying to be like, you'd really like Star Trek if you gave it a chance. And I was like, no. And then he was like, you'd love Batman if you gave it a chance. And I was like, no way. And then one night I was sleeping over and he left the room and he put on Batman Begins for me, and he was like, and then he came back and I was like, oh no, this is like really interesting. And then after that I started to trust more of what he was doing. He gave me his first like DC comics to read and stuff like that.
What were those comics?
He gave me Blackest Night to start, and he was like,
Ooh.
have you ever read anything like this? And I was like, no, I haven't. So I used to read Spider-Man as a kid, but and I knew a little bit of Venom was my favorite at that time, but it wasn't until he started showing me, and then he'd whip out like Star Trek encyclopedias, and he'd like be like, you should read through this, and I was like, oh wow. So I'd say that would be the start.
So you were kind of a little bit into it. You said you were like in Star Wars as a kid, and then Pokemon. I mean, everyone was into Pokemon, so
Yeah.
that is kind of like always like the first thing that kind of kids get into nerdy. So when your friend introduced you to all this, you just went head first into all of it.
After that hesitant stage of being like, why would I be? I don't know why I was like that at that age, because I don't think any time now anyone shows me something I'm ever like, ew,
No.
you know, I'm like, oh no, what is that, you know? But at that time, I was just young though, you know, so I was just being picky.
So from there, did you start going to cons like so soon after that? How did you discover going to conventions?
No, it was so stupid. That same friend, Justin, had invited me to cons, and I was like, once again, like, really nervous about it and like didn't go. So I didn't start going until I went to Collin Community College.
Okay.
And then I don't remember who was going. It had to be some like Doctor Who person. And I was like, oh, I want to go to that. And that was my first time. Now I've gone to every like Fan Expo fan days they've had since then, except for one.
Do you also go to like A-Kon or any of the anime cons?
I haven't. I've wanted to. I'm doing a thing for the Community Heroes Initiative for A-Kon this
nice.
month, but we're not going into the A-Kon.
Into the A-Kon? Okay.
Yeah, but have you gone to the A-Cons?
I've gone to one A-Kon. Anime is just. I like some anime, but it's not really big on my scene.
Oh,
like
okay.
I'm more like DC, Marvel,
Yeah.
Doctor Who, Star Wars. I don't consider myself really a Star Trek fan because I like the J.J. Abrams Star Treks.
Yeah.
But I've never seen like Next Generation or the original or whatever else is out there. Like I've only seen the J.J. Abrams movie, so I'm a Trekkie, but I'm not really a Trekkie. Like
That's
I
okay.
like the new movies, but yeah, it's like I'm not. Like, I like some of the Star Trek, but I'm not like big into Star Wars though. Like I was like you, my parents. I was like 6 years old, and my parents took me to like Blockbuster. No, it was Flix Video, and we got the original Star Wars and we watched it. And there I was like, pfft. So yeah, so cool. So you started going to cons, and then soon after that, did you start cosplaying? Have you done much cosplay?
Yeah, so the first con I went to, I thought you were like obligated to cosplay, and like I still kind of feel that way because I'm like I would never want to go in casual wear. There was a day recently when Zachary Levi, I was like, I'll wear a casual Shazam thing for his like photo, and I still felt so lame for it being like casual. Because my first con, I dressed up as Pokemon Trainer Ruby.
Okay.
And I had bought all the gym badges. I got plushies to fill the bag with.
Nice.
And like just bought this whole costume, which Cass always teases me on how I buy all my stuff and I need to someday actually get down and like make it. You know, like your tailored
Hey.
Hamilton.
Well, yeah,
One.
that one I didn't make it though. That one was bought. Well,
But still, it was
yeah.
like you were part of that crafting process to a degree, right? Of like, I want this and
Yeah, I mean, I
this.
guess I was measured and all that.
Yeah.
But hey, look, I tell this to anybody, like, it doesn't matter how you cosplay as long as you cosplay. I don't care if you buy it. I don't care if you make it yourself. I don't care if someone gives it to you. As long as you're cosplaying and having fun, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, Cass, stop being mean to Dallas.
It's not me.
So now that you start going to all these cons and all that, you met Zachary Levi. What are some of the other people that you've met that you never thought you would ever meet?
Oh,
Who was like the one holy grail of a person, or who is your holy grail of a person that you haven't met or want to meet?
I think it's funny because before you go to cons, all these people seem like it's impossible that you'll ever meet them. But then once you start going to cons, you're like, oh, gee, I hope this person then comes next, you know? I'd say, like, the voice of Ash Ketchum, Veronica Taylor, I was very, like, that's someone that, you know, you'd never think you'd meet. Trying to think of some big names that showed up, that, or maybe something that was more niche that I was like, oh, they wouldn't go to cons. I don't know. Just anyone involved in Doctor Who. I was super hyped with Mike Coulter being here at this last one.
Oh
He's
yeah,
Luke Cage.
Luke Cage, yeah. Did you get to meet him?
Yes, yeah.
Oh, how was he?
He was amazing. I've only gotten like 3 photo ops ever, and I've never like requested a pose for one, because usually, you know, they like shoot you in and they
Yeah.
shoot you out. And so I had like on my phone ready a background of something I wanted to replicate for a photo.
Nice.
And I was like, can we do this? And then he saw it for like a second. It was like, yeah. And he instantly did it. And it involved him picking me up.
Nice.
And so I was like super hyped about that. I don't know. Do you have a holy grail person that you
I
met?
had 2, and I met them
Okay.
both.
Who was that?
Kevin Conroy,
Okay.
the
that makes
voice
sense.
of Batman. I mean, I'm a huge Batman fan. I'm probably one of the biggest ones in DFW.
Nice.
And then the other one was Mark Hamill.
Oh, yeah.
I got to do a photo op with him, and afterwards, my wife can tell you this, like, I almost cried just walking away, because I was like,
Oh.
I've met Luke Skywalker, I met the Joker, like, I was like, I could, if I died right there, I would have been happy. I'm like, I'm okay. But yeah, I've met the voice of Batman, I've met the voice of Joker, so for me, those were my 2 holy grails.
Did you get to talk to Mark Hamill at all?
Very briefly.
Yeah.
Like you said, they shoot you in and shoot you out.
Yeah.
There were 4 of us in the photo op. But I came out and I had a shirt that said The Adventures of Mr. J and Harley Quinn.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, oh, let me see your shirt. And he grabs the shirt and he goes, that's really cool. I'm like, oh, thank you so much, Mr. Hamill. You've been a hero of mine all my life and this and that. And he was like, oh, well, thank you so much. And he kind of patted me on the back. I'm like, on the inside, I was like, oh, crying. And on the outside, I'm like, oh, thank you so much, man. Thank you. So, but yeah. So let's go a little bit into this, the community superhero initiative. How did that start? How did you come up with that idea for it?
Okay, this is where it might get lengthy.
That's fine. Go for it, man.
Okay, so it started with me in high school reading Kick-Ass, and then I was like, how has nobody done this? And then I looked it up, and there is a whole movement of people who have done stuff like that. They're called the real life superheroes. And they all do stuff differently. Like, a lot of the people in that community would hate if I brought up that Kick-Ass is what brought me in, because they're like, we're not out to like beat people up and like harass people.
We're
and,
not
you
in
know,
scuba suits hitting people on the head with a club.
yeah, or like getting near mugged and like dying like on camera and being like, I saved you, you're welcome. But some of them do vigilante work, but a lot don't. But
It is very dangerous.
yeah, for sure. And when I was in high school, I was like, I'm gonna be a vigilante, and I made this stupid costume, and I was like, I'm gonna learn how to crime fight, you know, with like my zero training. And then thankfully that ended, and for my friend Ian, who's been the main person to help me along the entire way, who I also met in 7th grade with Justin, he was like, hey, we could do like a homeless handout. And so we went around Dallas with bags we made and gave it out to anyone who might have been homeless or just needed the supplies and stuff. And after that, I didn't really see Ian for a long time, but every time we did run into each other again, we'd always be like, we need to do that again. That was so exciting.
Yeah.
And it was like several years before I started being like, I started asking people at work and at college and stuff about, would you do this if I started doing this? And then people kept saying, yeah. And so then I just needed to figure out how to get it done. But I finally just started texting people and saying that I was going to start doing this at least once a month. And then I was like, the costumes are optional because I like the costumes.
Yeah, that's the fun part of it.
Yeah,
I mean,
thank
that's
you.
part of the fun. Yeah.
Yeah, but a lot of people, were like, okay, I don't need to do that. So I tried to do like casual costumes, and now I'm working up to an actual official costume. Now things are getting crazy because I'm actually starting to meet and talk to the real life superheroes that I read about in high school.
Yeah.
They're like all really active online.
Cool.
And like really responsive to everything, at least most of them. And then, so one of them moved down. They're in the Extreme Justice League in San Diego. And his name is Vigilante Spider. He's like one of the all-time greats. He's been doing it for, it's like almost 20 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so he just moved down here into Fort Worth, and I was like, oh, hey, welcome to the area. This is what I'm doing if you're interested, or if you have anything that I could help with, let me know. And he was like, sure. So he came out and saw some of the stuff I was doing, and he was like, I love this. So he started, now we're partnering together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like a whole dream come true.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of them are like, if Batman was a real person, like these are the closest people that like you can get to it, and I think that's like so exciting. But
So what all do y'all do?
so our main focus is still, we call them the community care packages, and so there'll be bags filled with food, clothes for warmth. It changes per season.
Yeah.
Like for the rainy seasons, we have a bunch of rain ponchos, umbrellas in there. During the summer, we have insect repellent sunscreen. But yeah, mainly food, gift cards, which is the biggest hit, because if you give someone like a $5 gift card to McDonald's, they're like, I can get this fresh meal whenever I want.
Yeah.
That's like the nicest thing for them. And then we fill it with reusable water bottles and hygienics, like sanitary stuff, and stuff like that, yeah.
Cool.
And then we've started making fresh foods, and during the summer, more cold foods to give out, as well as drinks while we're just handing out the bags as well.
Nice.
So we'll do that mainly Denton and Dallas. And then now that I've partnered with Vigilante Spider a bit and his
Trying to
group-
hit up Fort Worth as well.
Yes, yeah.
Cool, man. So what? So how many people are involved in this so far? I know it's you and you got Vigilante Spider. Who else has been helping out with this, or is it kind of changes every time you guys do it?
Yeah, so that's a good way to put it because different people are available every month. So I have like my friend Ian and my friend Brianna are the two that are the most involved and are there with me every single time. And then Vigilante Spider was able to bring one of the people from the North Texas Avengers like out of
Nice.
hiding or whatever, and his name is the Cremator, and so he started just such a like scarier name than everybody else's, I think, but he started helping too. And then I have a list of like 40 different people who donate off and on every month.
They all donate like food or shorts or clothes
Yeah,
or
so
stuff.
I do financial donations too, and so like, and I always have like all the bank transcripts for it and receipts for everything
Nice.
to be. No, your money was used,
Yeah.
and like you can come see it used.
Cool.
But they also will bring up like loads of clothes or different supplies. Sometimes people have a bunch of extra like food or sanitary products, and they're like, here, you can just hand these out, and I'm like, okay, awesome.
So on a say on a normal weekend, how many care packages are you giving out?
So we started at 20 per like month, like approximately, and now we hit about 40 per month.
Wow.
Yeah.
40 per month. So how many times do you guys do this a month?
So basically, it's usually the last weekend of the month. We will go out for that whole weekend, packing everything for 2 days, and then one whole day in Denton and one whole day in Dallas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
and have people kind of have the people down there that need this help kind of notice you guys more and more as y'all been doing it?
Yeah,
because
so-
y'all been doing it since last August, correct?
Yeah, thanks. Yeah.
That's when I saw on your Facebook. There's a Facebook page, by the way.
Yeah.
You can go there, like it, and get more information on the Community
Thanks.
Superhero Initiative. That you guys had started this August of last year, so y'all been doing it for almost a year now. You're coming up on a year, man.
Yeah, wow. Like last time I looked at it, I was like, oh, we've done it for half a year, and I haven't looked at it in a couple months. So I'm like, yeah, I guess real close to
Yeah.
a year now.
So I guess, like the people down there that are in need, have they noticed you guys coming out certain times of the month? So are they kind of, in a way, expecting y'all to come out, or
So
have they started to recognize you guys?
on the recognizing, yes, definitely. The ones in Denton, there's these people that host it. It's a Bridging Hope Church hosts this huge thing for anyone who might need it every single Sunday in Denton. And they just feed everyone they can.
Nice.
And so we'll come with the bags, and it's gone to the point where when we come up with the bags, everyone kind of rushes us, and then all of our bags are gone in an instant.
Wow.
Which is like, one, really cool because it's like, yeah, they know what we have and we're helping, but it's also really depressing that like it goes away that fast.
Yeah. And there's not enough going around.
Yeah. And then, which is why like every month as we get more and more people donating, we've been able to make more bags, which is exciting. And then in Dallas, there was a community that we went to every month, but they just got pushed out by police recently. And so now we can't find any of them anywhere, but occasionally we'll run into someone who used to live there, and they're like, oh my God, it's you!
you guys.
Yeah. And like, I always try to wear Superman stuff. And then like I'll change to different heroes like Shazam or whatever. And so sometimes people even call us by whatever shirts we wear, costumes, which that's like really
Hey,
satisfying.
Superman, come over here, man. I
Yeah.
need a package.
Exactly.
Man,
But yeah.
have you reached out to like any celebrities, even local ones?
So, one of the purposes of the anime one we're gonna do for Akon was, I assumed, because Sean Schemmel and Chris Sabat and the guy who plays Deku, Justin Briner, I could be saying his name wrong. But they all live in like the Dallas area, so I assumed they were going to Akon because
Yeah.
they came to Fan Expo.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, I'll dress up as their characters and I'll be like tagging people online and
Nice.
stuff, and maybe they'll give us some sort of attention. But I just found out none of them were going to Akon, so I'm like, I don't know. I've reached out to companies more than celebrities and haven't gotten a whole lot of feedback. The closest thing to celebrities would be anyone in the real life superhero movement.
There
They'll,
you go. I like that.
yeah, they'll plug me on Facebook and be like, hey, this guy's doing this stuff. And then suddenly I get an influx of people who are fans of that hero, like being like, what can I do to help, yada yada. And I'm like, oh my God, that's awesome. But
Well, hopefully this helps getting more
yeah,
people
thanks.
involved. So, because like I said, I saw the thing and I'm like, you know what, this would be really interesting because, like, I heard of it because you sent me an invite to your page, and also, I mean, Cass, being a friend of ours, mutual friend of ours, was like, yeah, Dallas is doing this thing, and I'm like, cool, and I'm like, I want to help people. I want people get to know more people around DFW because a lot of us will see each other at cons, and then that's kind of about it.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't see each other like one time I was hanging out with DFW Batman, his name is Dan Madsen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I hang out with you all the time, but I don't know you. I don't know what you do. And we sat down and talked. This was like a couple years ago. So this kind of like what I want to do is like kind of talk to people and see what they're doing. And I thought, you know what, this is really cool. This needs to be out there more because, you know, you are a real life superhero. You are helping these people, and that is absolutely awesome. So you're doing great, man.
well, thanks. Yeah, no, I super appreciate you even coming up with this idea and plugging all these people for that. That's awesome.
Of course, man. Of course. So, what do you want to do for the future of the the community initiative?
So I wanted to keep growing. My friend Ian and I have been talking a lot about trying to take actual political action that allows people, especially because like the main groups we deal with are people who are in super need, especially if they're homeless. And we want to start fighting some of the laws that kind of put them down more and more.
Yeah.
Such as it's illegal to feed blah, 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 like all these people. And it's like, illegal to like help them live,
Yeah.
and, you know, stuff like that.
That's a good fight right there.
Yes, we'll see how that goes. 'Cause it's a big task, but at the very least, we can continue. I want to do this until I die.
There you go.
And I hope I keep that energy, you know, for the whole rest of my life. And it helps when I have my friends who are jumping in and helping too. But
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, I'll talk to the SCNS guys, see if they want to come on. We'll help you out.
Oh, thanks.
A weekend. You know, there's like 6 of us, so I mean that's 6 extra hands right there. So I'll talk to the guys so we can get all together and we'll go to Dallas or Denver. It's probably
That'd be
Dallas
sick.
since it's a lot closer for us. Mm-hmm. But yeah, man, Dallas. Thank you so much.
oh, thank you.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
And we'll be watching you and keep being a superhero, man.
Okay, thanks.
And as always,
too.
thanks. And as always, keep on nerding.